Well, hello and welcome to the Peter Mancroft podcast, October 2025 edition. I'm Edward Carter.
And I'm Judy Ball.
And it's lovely that you've joined us. Well, Judy, October already. Who'd have thought it? The year's flying by.
I know. Yeah. Definitely autumnal feel. But the weather is a bit odd because sometimes you want to wear a woolly jumper and it's quite chilly.
Yeah.
And then another day back into a summer dress and it's hot again.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. I suppose often autumn is a bit like that.
Yes, it is. It is. But we've got to think about Halloween and then, of course, All Saints. And there's all sorts of things happening.
That's further on in the autumn. Yeah.
And the only thing is that I think the shops are already probably preparing for Christmas.
Don't mention it. Oh, no, too late. Mustn't mention that. No.
That's awful. It's so early.
Yeah. Let's concentrate on October.
We will.
Yeah. Actually, I read somewhere the other day that it's been an incredibly good year for the harvest, for fruit trees, and we have an enormous conker tree outside our house. And it's been a really good year. Well, you know, of course. So I brought you some conkers, didn't I?
You did. So I don't get spiders.
Yeah. Do you think is that a real thing that conkers scare away spiders?
I've heard people say that, and I must admit I haven't seen any spiders this week, last week. So that's good.
Good. Well, I think I'm tempted to take some to church, actually, to decorate ready for harvest. Thanksgiving is always the first Sunday in October.
Yes.
So looking forward to that. So, some conkers will mean none of those annoying spiders' webs appearing on candles and things, perhaps.
I'd never kill a spider, but I just don't like to be sitting here and then seeing suddenly this shape scuttling across. I think, no.
I don't really mind spiders. But anyway, conkers are obviously good for spiders. Yes, and we've got a little apple tree as well, and that's fruited the best I've ever known it.
Really? Apple, are they cooking or eating?
They're eating, I think, really. But I'm sure you could cook with them as well. Yeah. And someone gave me some Bramleys the other day. So, a good year for the fruit.
Bramleys and blackberries pie or crumble.
Wonderful. Oh, yes. But actually, harvest Thanksgiving, I have childhood memories of the church being decorated beautifully for harvest.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true for you as well.
Well, I think I told you I got married at Harvest Festival and the church was absolutely full of stuff.
Yeah.
Vegetables and flowers everywhere.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
Yeah. Well, it's a reminder really of the bounty, if you like, of the harvest, the bounty of God's creation.
Absolutely.
And maybe if this year's a particularly good harvest, then we can be particularly reminded of God's goodness. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there'll be lots of people coming to visit the church as always, and then we'll enjoy the harvest displays when they're out.
I think so.
And actually, on the theme of visitors, I had a bit of a chat, did a little interview with Alex Atherton.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's involved with our welcoming team.
Oh, I know.
So let's listen to the interview now.
Yes, love to.
Well, I'm here in the church and I'm meeting up with a good friend of mine, Alex Atherton. Alex, you're in charge of the welcomers, really, and the kind of guided tours that sometimes people have. So lovely to see you today.
Lovely to see you too. I'm not sure if I'm in charge, but the welcomers are a crew who I sort of have things to do with.
Yeah, actually, that's a lovely way of putting it, because it's a great team, isn't it?
They are.
So roughly how many welcomers do you think there are who help at Mancroft?
Well, we've got at least a dozen, and sometimes it goes up to about 15, but we always welcome more.
Yes, that's absolutely right, isn't it? Yeah. And it's actually fantastic. Whenever I'm here just meeting people who are visiting the church, and I think, oh, goodness, is this going to be a couple of hours of my time? And then at the end of it, I'm buzzing. I think it's wonderful.
Absolutely. And there's always people who come in who are interested in the church. I sometimes have to say, have I told you about this already? Because you sometimes say the same things several times, but I never tire of it.
No, that's brilliant. So what's the most exotic visitor you can think of, perhaps in the last few weeks? Like some overseas, I guess we have some overseas visitors?
Lots of people from overseas, and particularly Australian and American people are just bowled over by the history of the place and how old it is and the fact it's still standing. So that's always nice. But we have people from all over, Scandinavia. I've had people from Iceland and I had some Americans in today. Yeah, all over.
Fantastic. Yeah, I always, when it's Americans, I love saying, yes, it's quite an old building, really. Yes, almost 600 years old. Yes, slightly before Columbus found America, sort of thing. And then there's that story of how a couple who got married here at Mancroft, their son was an apprentice boy on the Mayflower, I believe. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
No, I do know that. So that's another favourite story of mine.
Yeah. On my guided tour next time.
So, I mean, on a typical day or typical week, how many visitors do you think there might be?
I think you can say on average 100. You know, some days it's less, some days it's more than that, and it's not an exact science because it's the clicker. So sometimes I sometimes count you, Edward, before I've realised it's you walking in. You know?
Well, I think I count as a visitor, probably. Do so. Yeah. Well, actually, we've got the sheet for the last week or two here, haven't we?
We have, yes. So there's only a couple of days when it's in the 90s, so that's absolutely brilliant.
251
it's
people.
251. It's a Saturday, so, and there was a concert, so that always brings in more people.
Yeah.
But I do know for a fact, the only figures that have stayed in my head, that we were nearly 5,000 more people over the 2 months that Hidden was here, so that's great.
Yeah.
Someone then said, what was the percentage increase, and I haven't worked that out either.
Well, it's 5,000 extra people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And although numbers are great, actually each individual visitor is like an extra kind of gift, really, isn't it?
Totally. And they're all special, and they all get individual attention. And what was also lovely during Hidden and during Science Week in February was the number of children who came in.
Yeah.
So that was really nice, and hearing kids sort of playing and having a nice time in the church is also special.
Yes, because we did craft activities, and that corner of the church was humming with activity, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. And during Science Week, the whole church was buzzing with activity and binoculars and all that. So, that was really special.
So what's the most common question that people ask when they first arrive, do you think?
Who was Peter Mancroft?
I hoped you were going to say that, because each time on our podcast we ruminate about who on earth Peter Mancroft might have been. And are you tempted ever to give a funny answer?
Well, I've heard some funny answers, but no, I'm afraid I don't. But and who was is this the cathedral? And if not, where is it? But then if you start to tell them a bit about the church, they're absolutely, bowled over by it. And Simon Jenkins in 1,000 Best Churches in England says something like, no one can come into St Peter Mancroft and not gasp in amazement, and it's seeing the look on people's faces as they walk in for the first time. Yeah,
it is lovely. And that kind of sense in which the building lifts your eyes up, lifts your spirits up, actually. And then you see all the lovely angels up there. And I love telling people about how the angels are somehow that bridge between heaven and earth as well, So
all
that's a bit of a vicar's thing to say, but it's really true,
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, Alex, what you're saying is that this is a really important part of what happens at St Peter Mancroft.
I think it really is. And I mean, we had people on the tour today, which Nikki actually took, but, who are locals who say, I've walked past this church all my life and never come in. And that's always really nice as well. They get a welcome and hopefully come back.
Good. And the truth is, actually, if you add up the numbers for a week, it's going to be, well, I mean, maybe not 1,000 people, but it's perhaps, getting on that way. And that is many more than actually come to worship.
Sure.
Many more, which is not saying, both are important.
In during the week do sit and have a few moments, or they light a candle and stuff. So
absolutely,
that's still a form of worship, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah. There are always lots of candles lit and prayer slips left. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I've got a very nice office.
A very nice office, yes, that's right. Yeah. Great place to work. Yeah. So, look, final thing. Supposing someone's listening and thinking, oh, maybe that does sound like an interesting thing to help with. How might someone inquire about becoming part of the Welcomer team here?
Well, the best thing to do is to email the secretary at St Peter Mancroft, and she'll point you in our direction. Yeah. And you receive full training and a badge.
Fantastic. Yes. So contact the church office and all will be revealed. Brilliant.
Absolutely. Yes.
Alex, thank you so much. I mean, I'm personally extremely grateful to you for all that you do here.
I love doing it.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
That was really interesting listening to Alex. And of course, I'm a member of the welcoming team, so I can understand what she was talking about.
How long have you actually been a welcomer?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
No.
A year or so, year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it, and it's very rewarding.
Yeah. And I suppose it's about 2.5 hours, is it, for a session?
Yes, I do. I usually do morning ones, and they're 10:30 until 1.
Yeah.
It can be a bit tiring sometimes, but it's rewarding, as I said. And you do meet some very, very interesting people.
Yeah.
And you gauge a little bit whether people want to talk or not, but most of them do. And some of them are very chatty.
Yes.
And as Alex said, they come from all over the world.
Yes, I've certainly met people from far and wide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's strange. There have been quite a few Australians.
Yeah.
Americans.
Good. And actually, she mentioned about children, particularly in the summer just gone.
Yes.
And actually last February half term as well. And I've noticed I've noticed a funny thing actually, Judy, and that is children coming into church with sort of slightly hesitant adults in tow. So it's kind of the other way round. Normally it would be, I don't know, an adult taking a child to a museum or something, say, come on. Yeah. But it seems to be that children are coming and saying, come on to their adults. And I love that. It's like the children, and people are saying this is true, that young people, children, are just kind of more open to spiritual things now.
But I've seen them, when I've been on welcoming duty, I've seen parents come and stand at the glass door and sort of hesitant.
Yeah.
And I wave to them and say, yes, come in,
lovely,
welcome.
Lovely.
And come in. And tiny tots, some of them, they're only about 3 or 4, some of them.
Yeah, exactly.
They're lovely. Exactly. They want to look round the church.
Yeah. And sort of slightly embarrassed adults saying, they wanted to come in, I'm so sorry.
I
know. Don't apologise, it's lovely.
You don't have to be really quiet. You can talk.
No, absolutely.
No, it's lovely.
Yeah,
it really
is lovely, And of course, there are sometimes people who have a real connection, perhaps a sort of previous connection with Mancroft.
Yes.
Yeah, I've lost count of the number of times someone said, yes, when I was young I sang in the choir or something.
I've met 1 or 2 people who've done that. And also people who've come back that got married years ago as well.
Yes, of course.
So that was another thing.
Yes, that's lovely. Yeah, well, whoever the visitors are, it's always great to welcome them. And actually, of course, sometimes for me, because I've got my dog collar on and, being the vicar, there are often people who say, are you the vicar? And they actually want to talk about perhaps some burden they're carrying or something really quite important and spiritual. So often I'll pray with and for people as well in church, or perhaps help them light a candle. So that's a really beautiful thing.
That's lovely. It is lovely.
Yeah. Well, one of the visitors that I met just a few days ago was a man called Michael Innes. He's an architect. He's very old now, quite old, retired. But anyway, I got the microphone out and recorded a quick little interview with Michael. So maybe we'll listen to that now.
Oh, yes.
I'm here in the church, and Michael Innes has come to visit today, and he's an architect who worked on aspects of the building, particularly some renovation and restoration work on the building many, many years ago. Michael, how lovely to see you here.
It's lovely to be here. And in fact, I was not the architect that worked on the building. That was Simon Cross.
Yes.
And Simon and I were, for a short time, partners at Paul's Ferry. And I was also a diocesan surveyor.
Amazing.
But a diocesan surveyor in respect of rectories.
Right.
And so I had a fair bit to do with rectories.
Yeah. But here at Mancroft, I think there was a perilous moment in the 1960s, wasn't there, when we thought the whole church might fall down?
Well, that's exactly right.
So, Michael, what do you most like about this building, St. Peter Mancroft?
What I most like about this building is, although I regret that it doesn't have the stained glass it might have once had, I still think it's a marvellous building. And the straightening up, preventing of it falling outwards with the columns was the best possible thing.
Yeah. So what's brought you here to the church today?
Nostalgia, really.
Oh, lovely, yes. Does it bring back memories?
It's the second time I've been here this weekend.
Yes.
And, of course, I'm in my sort of, I'm past my mid-90s, so I won't be necessarily here that much longer. I just, I love Norwich.
Yeah.
I love the churches.
Yeah. Well, it's so good to see you here. It really is.
Well, it's lovely to be here.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. He sounded very young. I mean, he said he was mid-90s. My goodness, he's worked on a lot of other buildings.
I know, just think.
Lovely that he wants to come back, or wanted to come back, and was going on about how lovely our church is.
Well, as you say, he must have worked on hundreds of buildings as an architect.
Yes.
But he obviously, as you said, nostalgia. He has very fond memories. I think that's true for lots of people, that, the building kind of draws people in again and again.
They do.
Yeah, and I loved how he mentioned, he didn't exactly say the Great Blow, I think it's called, when that big explosion, when all the stained glass, or a lot of the stained glass was blown out.
I've forgotten when that was. Was it 16-something, 1645?
Well, we have to ask Alex Atherton.
Yes, of course.
She would know exactly, But and that means that there's a lot of plain glass, which I love.
Yes, me too, because that makes the church is very light, isn't it?
Yeah. But some stained glass, but then lots of, as you say, light coming in, particularly from the south.
And the stained glass we have got is beautiful.
Yes. Well, the east window is very old, most of the glass, isn't it? Yeah, medieval, basically, Yeah. So it was lovely meeting him and chatting memories of work he'd done. Yeah, and actually the beauty of the building, is an important part of it. And although that's in a way just a kind of nice aesthetics, but I think it's a spiritual thing as well. It sort of reminds me anyway of the beauty of God and the beauty of God's creation.
Yes.
And when you're in a place that is a God place, it needs to be beautiful somehow.
It does. Yes,
it needs to have a great sort of sense of lifting your eyes.
Yes.
So that was lovely. Yeah. Well. Norwich is a great city for arts and creative stuff, and I actually bumped into someone else completely different, very interesting. Not at the church, but anyway, I did a little interview, so let's have a listen to that now as well. Yeah. Well, I'm here in the Undercroft, in front of City Hall. There's a lovely art exhibition. What do you like most about Norwich, would you say?
Well, I'm a curator and artist. My name is Gennady Ivanov. I love Norwich. I live for about 25 years in Norwich now, and I'm always paint lots of Norwich sceneries, and I love Norfolk. It's an incredible community, and medieval city is just amazing. So many hidden gems in Norwich, and I love painting. And also I love Norfolk, so this exhibition actually about coastal erosion, it started 15 years ago. It's from coastal erosion.
Oh, right.
And I've been working with scientists from UAE and Canada, which gives me a possibility to travel around the world, in particular Canada. And so as an artist, I've been working with scientists on an art science project about climate change and global warming. So we published just recently the Great Tour book, published in Paris by UNESCO. It's from this project.
Yeah, amazing. Well, Norwich is a great place for art and science to kind of meet, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, and it's going more and more. It's good. Next project will be more about history, art and science as well.
Great Norwich things. Thank you so much. Lovely. That's brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was interesting too. What was his name? I don't think I could pronounce it.
Yes. Gennady Ivanov. So I think probably from an Eastern European background, but it's a fascinating man. And you got to sort of picture me in the Undercroft. That's where all the market stuff was stored. But it's often used for art exhibitions. And he had this great exhibition, which, as he said, was all about coastal erosion and the book. He said the Great Tour, but it was the Great Thaw. Was actually what the book was, and so it's about how the ice caps are melting and how everything's changing. But he was fascinating. Of course, there's lots of art in Norwich, all sorts of art shops and artists around. So that's great.
But you're talking about coastal erosion, and of course you do like to go to the beach on your days off occasionally, don't you?
Sometimes I have been known.
Yes, and you could be building your other more edifices.
Edifices. Come on, Judy. Elegant, beautiful sandcastles. Surely that's what you meant. I think you've seen one or two photos.
I have indeed.
Well, a bit of extra beach might be good. Although I'm not sure I'd want, Cromer and Sheringham to be completely washed away. No. Although there is one place that if it was washed away, I wouldn't be too upset. Well, I'd be half upset.
Go on.
Yeah, with the cathedral, because it's very low lying down by the river.
True.
And I was chatting with one of the canons the other day and said, "Well, what are you going to do with the sea level rising, you know, you'll be underwater. And he said, yes, we probably will. I mean, I don't know how serious he was being. But of course, if the cathedral was flooded or washed away, then, we'd have to offer at Mancroft, wouldn't we?
Of course we would.
To take over.
Of course we would.
Move the bishop in, and we'd be fine.
A lot of people think St Peter Mancroft is the cathedral anyway.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Another thing that happens with welcome.
Yes. People always ask.
Yes.
Is this the cathedral? But of course, they do ask, who was St Peter Mancroft? Yeah. So, I did wonder.
Go on.
Actually, do you know? I think this could be true.
Yes.
That St Peter Mancroft is the patron saint of
Sandcastles.
Yeah,
I love it.
So. Or maybe of sandcastle builders.
Right.
Yeah,
could be. Could well be.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh.
I reckon there's something in that.
Well, lovely note to finish on.
Yeah. Well, maybe yes. Have you ever built a sandcastle, Judy?
Yes.
Good. Glad to hear it. It's something everyone should do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great fun. Very creative.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, isn't it lovely to have met up again? And thank you to everyone who's listening for joining us for our October podcast. And we hope that you'll join us again next time.
Yeah.